Welcome to your 2015 June Tarotscope. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards and then we'll lay them out. This is for June 2015 for Leo. And if any of you are interested, oh, that card wanted to jump out. We're going to put that one out. Okay, I think the rest is ready. If any of you are interested, the deck that I use is the Morgan Greer. I just really like the vibrancy and the colors in this deck. I'm noticing a couple aces. Okay, so let's just make sure they're all in the screen here. So Leo, what I'm seeing for you, starting at the beginning of the month, the first thing that I notice is that you've got two aces here, or Ace of Swords and Ace of Cups. Those usually point to new beginnings, something that is arriving for you. Ace of Swords represents clarity and truth. You've also got World, which is really a positive card, and she's upright, so it's saying that there's a lot at your disposal. You are primed and ready for something. Also, Fool is a new beginning, so with all this Ace and Zero energy, there's something brewing, is what I'll say. Page of Rods is this card here. It's in reverse. Normally it means enthusiasm and willingness and vitality and willing to take on a challenge. There's a way in which that's present, but because it's in reverse, it may be that you're just getting ready to take something on. So that energy of taking something on and being enthusiastic and optimistic is there. It's just that it may be brewing right below the surface. It may be just emerging. Or if there may have been some doubts, but ultimately that's what this card means. And then you're in a space of real clarity about things. This is Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords is complete clarity, excuse me, peace of mind, vision, victory, all the things that true clarity of mind brings. So this just says you know your mind. Everything's crystal clear. It's sort of like when all the clouds part and you see things very clearly in the horizon. That's Ace of Swords energy. So you're seeing things from a very clear standpoint at the beginning of the month. Coupled with that is a vision card. This is visionary. So Three of Wands is the visionary card, the man who dreams, or I should say the person who dreams what is possible and what they want to build. So the fact that you have these two cards together, Ace of Swords and Vision, means that you're really crystal clear in what your vision is, or it's coming into clarity, it's coming into focus. So that's, if you have thoughts and plans at the beginning of the month, you seem to be pretty clear on those. Here also is Hierophant. Hierophant does things in a traditional way. So you may be very practical about how you're approaching these dreams and visions. He also holds secrets, so there may be some knowledge that is bubbling up for you. But he usually does things in a traditional, established way, so you're not really taking any chances with this vision. You're putting some good plans into place, or you're approaching it in a very practical way. And it also tells me that this could be a source of stability for you too. Whatever these plans are, this vision card is right next to Hierophant, so it could be a source of stability because he's very stable. In the middle part of the month, you've got World, again, one of the best cards in the deck. World comes about when your spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental faculties all line up. So that's World is basically saying all systems go, green lights, all ahead. It's just fulfillment and completion and joy, and everything comes to you. So that's a very rich card. The whole first half of the month is all about this dreaming and fulfilling and clarity and vision, and how to take practical steps towards it. So you may be feeling some fulfillment or contentment, or that may be coming to you soon. This card here, Five of Swords in reverse, is called picking up the pieces. So there may be some sort of loss in the middle of the month, or feeling like you just need to collect resources after a crisis, or it's a very solemn card, and it's a very resigned card. So there's something resigned about, okay, this is what happened. I need to collect resources since this battle is over, or this thing happened. And because it's in reverse, it's telling me that there might not be as much from the there may not be as much spoils left over to collect. It may just be a sad time passing. This Page of Swords also tells me you're standing firm in your truth. You're not wavering from what you believe, and you're willing to speak your mind. So that's a good, it kind of seems to me to go with this Five of Swords. You're just picking one stance and you're sticking with it. So you're collecting one good thing from it that is very valuable and worthwhile, and you're willing to stand up for that. And along with that comes this great renewal. So whatever happens here in the middle of the month, you have this thing that's just going to fill your heart. Ace of Cups is joy, fulfillment. It really parallels the World card here. So even though you may have some sort of loss which resigns you or makes you feel more resigned or convicted towards something, even though this can be a challenging, serious matter, it's surrounded by this fulfillment and something that really fills your heart. A promise of a new beginning is Ace of Cups. So whatever it is that you have to endure or suffer through, or if there's a crisis, something like that kind of steals you or steals your nerves and makes you feel like, okay, I really know what I feel about this now. That's okay. It's surrounded by such a promise and such a positive, fulfilled sense of things. This World and Ace of Cups is just a lot of fulfillment. It's my cup runneth over. Everything's coming to me. The universe provides just wonderful, fulfilled energy. So that may help you weather through whatever this Five of Swords represents. That's the setting of the sun, end of an era kind of thing. And then towards the end of the month, there's something about home or defending your fortress, or feeling knocked down. These two cards together, this is Four of Wands, which is celebration, excitement, joy. Because this is in reverse, it tells me that there may be some sort of conflict in the home, or some sort of sadness, or, I mean, this wreath of, this garland of flowers is usually in celebration of an event like a birth or a wedding or some sort of newness of life. So the fact that this is in reverse tells me that there is some sort of sadness or somberness. That's what I'm getting from this card. It's somber. And this Nine of Wands is someone who is always defending their territory. They're wary about things. They feel like they keep getting knocked down and having to get back up. So what I'm getting from both these cards together is having to defend your territory, something related to the home, because there's some sort of somberness or sadness that, again, it kind of goes with this resigned feeling that I'm getting from these two cards. But both of these cards are optimistic in the background. They're both yellow and golden, but there is this, there's a lot of Wands energy. So there's a lot of action, vitality, but it's Nine of Swords can be a little bit defensive, a little bit paranoid. He's wary. So whatever the sadness is that you're feeling like you need to defend the home, that may be towards the end of the month. And then lastly, I'm seeing King of Cups and the Fool together here. King of Cups is looking at the Fool. So there's something, King of Cups is a traditional father figure. So if there's a man in your life who's a father, or father of your kids, or if you are the father, or someone who is just a great mentor to you. This may be you as Fool looking to them for guidance, or I'm also seeing that this could be a mirroring effect. So if there's someone that you know who fulfills a fatherly, tender role, he may be experiencing a second childhood, because Fool is innocence and vitality and looking towards the world with new, fresh eyes, forgetting all that's past. It could be that either you are looking to him as a child and receiving the warmth and blessings of a father's love, or that this is how they're experiencing themselves. They're seeing themselves as a child again, or they may be acting impetuously or naively. It's kind of a sweet dynamic though. So it tells me that there may be something about the home with a father figure who's behaving like a child or experiencing a second childhood. This also could be you, because it works with all this zero and ace energy. So you could be experiencing feeling like a child again, feeling a sense of renewal. I think that basically covers it, is that there may be some somberness towards the end of the month and feeling the need to defend the home. You have great clarity of vision in the beginning of the month, and you may have to endure something that's a bit sad but steals your nerves or steals your resolve in the middle of the month, but it's surrounded by this great promise of, I think it's coming from this clarity of this vision. It's sort of like my heart is going to be fulfilled by this new thing. So endure whatever it is and take what you can from what happens here. Feel the strength of this Knight of Swords to help get you through this, whatever's coming towards the end of the month. And then I'm curious to see how this shows up for people with this father figure. It could also be husband, and this innocence, this childlike wonder. Those two definitely go together. So that's your reading, Leo, for June 2015. And thanks for watching, and we'll have another one for you next month.